It's got teddy bears. Aye, aye, aye. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Italian Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Streamer Zone. It is BabyMarine. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is? It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Again, this is the final series of the broadcast. Oh boy. And this is going to be a spicy one here. Now, one, I appreciate that we're going to be able to feature NightPhoenix. NightPhoenix, he is very inactive as of late. NightPhoenix, I want to say in 2023. 2023 was NightPhoenix's year. NightPhoenix was playing in everything. But coming into 2024, especially the tail end of 2024 and coming into 2025, NightPhoenix has been very inactive. Very inactive. Hello, SCV. And has not really been playing in much. Does still play and compete in events like this, like the OSC Elite Rising Star and OSC King of the Hill. He does sometimes make appearances. But again, NightPhoenix is not as active as he used to be. So because of that, I have a really hard time placing the skill of NightPhoenix. I have a really hard time trying to figure out how he scales against someone like BabyMarine. I feel like NightPhoenix in his prime would be quite comparable to BabyMarine, but right now, just because he's been less active, just because BabyMarine has been more active competing in more tournaments, I do lean towards the Terran here. But we'll see as we go for an eBay block and we force the unnatural natural. So nice start for BabyMarine, forcing a bit of a shaky start here out of NightPhoenix. An uncomfortable start is maybe a better way of putting it. Forced to expand elsewhere. Forced to expand at the third. Behind this, we do see BabyMarine going for the factory before CC as he delays the cancel, which means we're going to be aggressive here. We go for the atom swap into Hellions. Now, the purpose, if we go for the swap into Hellion production, is that NightPhoenix, he's caught between two spread out bases, right? He's caught between his third and his main. So bouncing back and forth and trying to keep up with Hellions of all things can be difficult, and BabyMarine, he might be able to find some damage here. As yep, there's the atom swap into Hellions. And again, this is meant to punish. Oh. Hell, Jesus. This is even more committed than I assumed. It is going to be Hellion aggression, and NightPhoenix should confirm. He should move out. He should get eyes on the reactor factory. He should get eyes on the Hellions, so he's going to be aware of that at least. But we're going not just for a Hellion run-by, we're going for a Hellion drop. Starport is on the way, getting ready for the drop. Oh boy. As Hellions, they break out. Likewise, the Hellions, they're getting intercepted here. Who cares about the medevac if the Hellions cannot get across the map? True, gets a Hellion. Gets one Hellion already. BabyMarine, what's the plan? How do we try to react here? Medevac. Okay, still going for the medevac. Hellions that do slip by. But the wall is exposed. There's nothing to defend. There's one Marine. Okay, there's only one Marine. Boys are being pulled to repair. Depot is under fire. CC is going to be delayed. But Hellions, they get into the mineral line. We're getting a little bit messy. We're getting very messy. Probes are falling. But the CC will complete. Yeah, will complete in the end. Drop into the main. Remember, 3 Hellions, what do? They one-shot probes. 3 Hellions, they one-shot workers. And if they line up, that could be the death of the mineral line. Speaking of boys are being, oh god, boys are being pulled, they're lining up. Oh god. Probes are lining up, 6 more probes. Oh no, they stack. Oh my god, they do stack up. 8 probes going down. Thankfully you have some SimCity, but he's not done. He wants more. Maybe he wants more workers. And he will get them. Now down to 2 Hellions, now he 2 shots. He needs 2 volleys here to kill probes. Oh god, he gets everything. He just roasts the mineral line, 18 probe kills. And NightPhoenix is all in. NightPhoenix is down to 8 probes. Barely an economy. He's breaking his way into the main. Buzzing his way in. Tank has arrived. It's not going to be enough. Yeah, NightPhoenix does not have enough. He'll lose everything. The Stalkers, the Adepts, the Zealots, and the tank survives. GG gets called. BabyMarine takes a lead in the series. Whew. GG. Does take a lead again. A very, very intense game one. Very intense. A little bit back and forth as well. But last, the Hellion run by and the Hellion drop did overwhelm, did excel, did in the game. It's straight up in the game, and now we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see how our players do adjust. We'll see if NightPhoenix does go for a bit of a safer opener. We'll see if he scouts a natural earlier to get an eye on something like an eBay block. We'll see if he responds with more aggression instead. Let's go. Game 2 is going to be, once again, on Oceanborn. Again, Oceanborn was a very popular map back when it was in the map pool. Still popular as well when players are allowed to play on it. We do often see it being picked. There's a reason why they voted on this map. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Astronaut Esports, down in the series. Can he bounce back and make a series out of this? It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Italian Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Streamer Zone. It is BabyMarine. Go, and there it is. NightPhoenix, his response to being shut down by the Hellions and the Hellion drop is to respond with the proxy. Let's go. He is going for the proxy. Is setting up here. There's nothing at home. Are we going for a flower? There's no gas. There's no gases. Unless we're just going for delayed gas. Okay. Yeah, only one gateway. Only one gateway. Gases are now on the way. But regardless, NightPhoenix is committed. Behind this, double gas. Ooh, double gas opener out of BabyMarine. A much more tech-heavy start. What does this mean? This means faster factory, delayed CC. This is going to be a little bit more ideal against the aggression of NightPhoenix. Oh boy. Go. As we have the initial Zealot on the way. Behind this, we have another gateway, a Cybercore as well. So two-gate opener. Basically, with this, we can go for the Zealot across the map. We can go for an Adept back at home, Shade across the map to reinforce, and proxy a Stalker. And this is all designed to try to punish the low ground CC. Unfortunately, I mean, there is no low ground CC yet because of the faster factory. Here comes the Zealot. As the Reaper pokes in, the Zealot likewise has arrived. We do have a full wall. Yeah, the wall is set up. Reaper gets a probe, delays the natural base. But at the same time, NightPhoenix is also doing damage, right? Denying mining time, forcing 3 SCVs off the mineral line to repair. Forcing out a bunker as well. As here comes the Stalker, here comes the Adept, as we mentioned. Again, proxy Zealot, proxy Stalker, Adept from back at home to shade across the map. This is meant to punish a low ground CC, but even here, getting some damage done. There's only one Reaper to defend. As Marines are popping out. Bunker is incomplete. Still nothing major yet. Ooh, takes out a Marine. Takes down one Marine. Zealot falls. Once again, delays the bunker. Now, without a bunker, that depot, it's going to fall. Oof. It's another SCV and another 5 SCV kills. Cyclone is on the way, but the depot will fall. Cyclone should be able to defend. Another SCV, another delay of the CC. Does focus on whatever he can. And again, BabyMarine, he's supply blocked. He's supply blocked, he can't make anything. And Dev gets punished. You can see how the Cyclone just bullies the early game aggression, the early gateway units. But damage was still done. And again, this depot is so late. Might even have to cool down supply. Just wait for the CC. Just waiting for the CC. But again, 2 depots being thrown down. A starport as well. Behind this, NightPhoenix was able to expand. And NightPhoenix, he has a very comfortable worker lead. Again, 28 probes and 19 SCVs. Very nice worker lead here. Oh. Trying to catch out the Cyclone. NightPhoenix, he is building up. It's building up. Likewise, you have our Cloak Banshees on the way. BabyMarine getting into Cloak Banshee. Now finally taking his own natural base. But again, NightPhoenix has a very nice, comfortable lead when it comes to his worker count. Getting into a 4-gate setup. Going into 4-gate blinks, the aggression just doesn't end. Starts with the proxy, follows it up with 4-gate blink. 4-gate blink Stalker, here we go. Mass Stalker's moving out. Prism on the way as well. Hyper aggression out of NightPhoenix as goes to break BabyMarine. Now the low ground is secure somewhat with a tank, but there's no bunker. There's no bunker, likewise no tank or bunker in the main. Stalker's a poke in. Trading with the Marines. Second tank in the main, but again, no bunkers. So these tanks are looking very exposed. And with high ground vision, NightPhoenix can just dive straight to the main base as well. What are we going for? He can just pick. Yeah, he can just pick and choose. Dives on the tank. Tank goes down. And there's nothing. There's just nothing here. There's nothing here. The tank is further back. The CC is going to be denied. Can he kill the CC? Oh, nice force field. Very nice force field. Going for the command center. One more volley will bring it down. Massive pickoff. BabyMarine down to one base. Down to one command center. Behind this, NightPhoenix freely expanding. Getting a third base. Building up his own economy. Charges on the way. Again, there's no pressure. There's no pressure on NightPhoenix. He could go further in and try to kill his opponents. Or he just chill. But he does miss the move out. Ooh, he does miss the main army. Boys are being pulled. BabyMarine is all in. But reinforcements getting caught out, and that's a tell. Seeing those Marines moving out, that is a massive tell. NightPhoenix, he spots the army. Ooh, no detection. Observer just now coming in. Army gets spotted. Timing on the tanks. He gets one, he gets two. He gets both tanks and the Cyclone. And BabyMarine, he has nothing. He has nothing here. He has two Banshees, but remember, there's detection, so even then, they can't really get much done. GG gets called, and NightPhoenix, who will tie the series 1-1. Whew, we are going to the ace match. GG. GG, well played. We're going to game 3. We're going to the ace match. Fun fact, I believe this is the one and only series. It's been a very chaotic, very aggressive series, but this is the only series that has gone to game 3. every other series here in today's broadcast, this evening and early morning, 2-0s, just purely 2-0s. Back to back to back to back. Finally, we get an ace match. Let's go. And how does this story end? It's been really fast games. Really fast game 1, really fast game 2. Does that trend continue coming into game 3? Let's go. Let us go. Protoss. I mean, again, BabyMarine, he was cutting corners. As we were pointing out, I say cutting corners. At the same time, he had to cut corners because it was a really rocky start. Remember, he had a very delayed economy. He was losing so many SCVs. He was getting supply blocked. The early game was disastrous for BabyMarine. And NightPhoenix did dominate, did punish quite hard. That's why the 4-gate blink hit so hard. That's why it hit so hard, because the early game was just so brutal for BabyMarine. So we'll see if he can tighten up his early game defense. And we'll see if we can end up in a stronger setup coming into the mid-game. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Astronaut Esports. It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player, or the blue Terran player himself. From the land of Italy, representing Streamer Zone, it is BabyMarine. We go. As BabyMarine, he does pull a bit of a mod jab up. He goes for 1 ranks back at home, 1 across the map at 2 ranks Reaper. 2 ranks Reaper at a BabyMarine. This is not as committed as a proxy 2 ranks, as it's only 1 proxy instead, but you know, aggressive nonetheless. Aggressive nonetheless here from BabyMarine. We'll see what he can get done. As the gas is being saturated. It's being saturated. Meanwhile, we have our Marine back at home. Across the map, the Rax is finishing up. Are we going for a tech lab? We are. Okay. I was curious. As soon as I saw that this wasn't a Reaper back home, I was like, hold up, something's wrong. Something's wrong, something doesn't quite add up here, and we have the answer. It is going to be tech lab into proxy Marauder. And a tech lab back at, sorry, a reactor back at home. You can pull the boys with this. So we have the option here to build up to like what, 3-4 Marauders, build up Marines, pull the boys, and go for 1 base all in. So we'll see if we go like full hot mono with this, or if we just reinforce with Marines and commit. More eyes are on the boys. Eyes on the boys here. As we're slowly building up those Marauders, building up those Marines. NightPhoenix back at home going, oh no, he goes for a Stargate. Oh, that is brutal. Stargate opener out of NightPhoenix. This is so greedy. Stargate openers, they're built to give you, they're built to get harassed done across the map, to go into Phoenixes, to deny drop play, but specifically against 2 base all-ins and against early game aggression like this, even 1 base all-ins, Stargate openers, they struggle. They do struggle. Depending on what we go with, true. Like, if he builds up Phoenixes, they're not going to help. If he builds up Oracles, they can be okay. Adept gets into the main base, scouts nothing, which is a big tell. Yeah, shield barriers, instantly shield barriers are on the way. The Marauders reveal themselves, and it's go time. It is go time here. Ooh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Void Ray production has begun again. He needs the Void Ray. Thankfully, he didn't bring in a Phoenix or anything like that. Army's moving out. Does not pull the boys. Okay. Doesn't pull up. I mean, it's an all-in anyway. It does not have the shield barriers one after the other. And he might just kill the natural. He might just get the kill. There's no SCV, so there's no bunker. There's no SCV. Anti-air is limited. That's how Void Ray's putting in a lot of work. Here we go. The boys are being pulled. It gets 1 Marine. There's 2 Marines left. And that Marines, there's no anti-air. That is the win condition for NightPhoenix. Takes down a Marauder. Ooh, more reinforcing Marines though. Void Ray taking a lot of damage. Nice kiting, but still loses another Marine. Again, the Marine count is so precious here. So important for BabyMarine. And he cannot throw them away. As it's still just rallying. So just rallying everything across the map. Kills the natural. Now there are 2 Void Rays. You can see NightPhoenix trying to catch reinforcements. BabyMarine turns back around. CC is on the way. He's expanding. And BabyMarine, he's expanding. Working his way out of this. Void Ray moves out for a counterattack. And NightPhoenix, what's the response? Does he just play from behind? Oof. Yeah, Void Ray can't get much done. There are 3 Marines to defend. Void Ray is deflected. NightPhoenix is re-expanding. Oh no! He commits to the shade. He gets caught out, losing all the adepts. Every adept should go down. Void Ray doing what he can. That was a brutal loss for NightPhoenix. Bearing in mind, specifically in this kind of game state, every unit matters that much more for NightPhoenix because he's behind. But he has built up to 3 Void Rays, soon to be 4. Yeah, that was an ambitious stim. Very ambitious. Is going to be punished. Marine gets stuck as well. Stim is 9. Okay. Okay. Can Mass Void Ray work? If the cyclone count stays low, then sure, but there's one, soon to be 2 cyclones. Cyclones are building up. Again, Void Rays, there's a reason why they're very niche units in this matchup. There's a reason why you rarely ever see them. Here they were necessary to defend against the 2 racks. It was necessary just because of the Stargate opener. But ideally, you do want to get out of this. Oh boy. That's BabyMarine, he does rush forward. There's a world where they could have been stim with this as well, which would have been brutal. Shield Battery goes down. There are 4 Void Rays to defend. Void Rays, they can hold their own here. Again, at least until the Cyclones arrive. Okay, now up to 2. See BabyMarine consolidating his army. Rallying everything together. He's now getting a 3rd Cyclone. Reactoring our Vikings. See what he locks onto. See. Into the bases. Yeah, getting a couple of probe kills. We do see NightPhoenix out of position. 5 probes going down. I mean, again, BabyMarine, he already has a lead, so here, just securing that. We do see Colossus on the way, so Void Ray into Colossus. Unfortunately, BabyMarine, he's already building up Mass Viking. Like, he already has plenty of anti-air because of the Void Rays. Ugh. So he's already ready. He's already set up. He's got his Mass Vikings. He's moving out. NightPhoenix trying to get away with a 3rd base. I don't see that happening. The Colossus will help. It's BabyMarine. He does scan. He does spot the Colossus. He rotates over. Let's rotate tank to the siege. Nice force field. Locks down one of the Cyclones. Gets 1, gets 2. Very nice. Takes down 2 Cyclones at the same time. Ooh, he does take down 2 Void Rays. Yeah, 2, 3 Void Rays going down. Oh god, losing every Void Ray. And now he can chase down the Colossus. The Vikings, they reign supreme. They bully the Protoss army. Again, that's the problem with going Colossus here, is that he was already forcing a reaction and forcing a response to the Void Ray. Now we have Disruptors on the way. I mean, they will fare a little bit better. Oh god, as the army sims in. The army sims on forward. Nice kiting with the Marines. Takes out another Colossus. And BabyMarine, he will just snowball out of control from here. Again, just doing critical damage at the start of the game. And NightPhoenix, he never quite recovered. It also didn't help, as we mentioned, that there's a reason why we were like, oh no, is because NightPhoenix did open Stargate this game as well. So like everything was working against him. So just really unfortunate, really unlucky. I say unlucky at the same time, like Stargate openers are a rare sight to begin with. So it was a big risk, and GG gets called. BabyMarine, he snowballs out of control. He will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the 2nd round. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations, BabyMarine. He will claim the series. He will advance on. Very well done. Shout out to NightPhoenix. Again, he's the only, I mean, this is the only series that went all the way to game 3, but it was still a very short one. Still a very short series. Still really fast games. Hyper aggression from all sides. GG. GG, well played. And with that, BabyMarine, he will claim it. Will advance on. Well done. as the matches, they do not get easier from here. Let's actually catch up on the bracket, figure out where we are headed, and what is up next here on the OSC Elite Rising Star number 16. Bam! Let's go. Let us go. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look back yourselves. As let's scroll up from the top. Okay, so again, this is day one of the tournament, and the event is going to take a long time. It's going to take weeks, if not months, to progress and to round off the event and to claim a champion. Jimmy is the current reigning OSC Elite Rising Star number 15 champion, and we'll see if he can do it again. From the top, we have Nickrat. He is still waiting for his opponents. From the very top here, we have Mixu and Hatsu. They are looking to face off in a ZVZ in the first round. That is still yet to take place, still yet to unfold. Meanwhile, we have Honmono versus Bappy, also facing off in the first round in a TvP. Best of luck. Art, of course, he did take down Jomek. We already covered that series. Art waiting for the winner of Homono and Bappy. Likewise, Nickrat waiting for the winner of Mixu and Hatsu as well. Scrolling down, we have Art. Art took down F2 Click, took down Shameless. Art is now up against Sebestus in another PvP. Again, a lot of PvPs in this portion of the bracket. But Art and Sebestus, they're going to be facing off in that matchup. Sebestus took down Hydra, took down Inexorable in a Protoss vs Terran matchup, and of course is now up against Art. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have Sig. Sig took down MiddleVK. We covered that series during this broadcast. It was a very impressive showing out of Sig to take down MiddleVK, but he did fall to Percival. Moja took down Minizerg, took down Eba. Moja with the non-stop 8 Raxes against Eba. He popped off, and now we have a TvT in the third round. Oh boy, with Percival versus Moja. Scrolling down, BabyMarine, he just took down NightPhoenix. He's up against Jimmy in the next round. Again, Jimmy, he's the reigning champion, and this is also a team kill. Streamer Zone versus Streamer Zone, facing off in that second round. Going down a little bit further, we have UD Soldier versus Demi into Young Yakov. So again, the upper bracket is underway. For the most part, the first round is almost completely concluded. I'm sure for the next OSC Elite Rising Star, the first round will be wrapped up, and the second round is soon to be wrapping up as well. So again, the tournament is progressing, but bearing in mind that there are still multiple phases of the tournament. Sure, we have the upper bracket, but did you notice we also have, bam, the lower bracket. The lower bracket is also slowly kind of building as we speak. Again, all the players that went down, they're still in the tournament. You can see here, Jomek is still waiting for his opponent. We have Eba versus F2 Click. We have Sig versus Hydra, Inexorable versus MiddleVK, Shameless versus MiniZerg, and NightPhoenix as well. Again, all these players, they're all still down there in the lower brackets, and they will have a chance at redemption to go for a deeper run in the tournament and to potentially come back and win the entire thing. So best of luck to all the players as everyone is still in the tournament. Otherwise, hope you all enjoyed. Yourselves. Again, this is a tournament that is built for these more semi-professional players or up-and-coming players as well. That's why there's no like Bjorn or Showtime or Solar or Max or Clem. It's not about them. It's about everyone else. It's about the up-and-comers. It's about the rising stars. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Whew. So again, shout out to Eddie, shout out to OSC for hosting the event, for organizing the event as well. Without them, you know, this event would not be possible, and these players would be worse off as well. So a big shout out to Eddie. I did see Eddie lurking in the chat earlier, and again, a big shout out to OSC. Exclamation mark OSC in the chat for a link to their setup here. I think that's a bit of an older link to their Matcherino, but regardless, OSC, they do run a lot of tournaments. They run a lot of tournaments throughout the history of StarCraft 2. And they still run a lot of events as well, like this event, like OSC King of the Hill, and of course the OSC Mid-Season Playoffs and the OSC just Championship alongside that. So a lot of content, a lot of StarCraft. When it comes to day 2 of the OSC Elite Rising Star, that should be next week, and still yet to be determined who's going to be covering that. Again, typically for a lot of OSC events, we do kind of rotate. We rotate between casters and coverage. You know, sometimes it's the CranKy Ducklings, sometimes it's Steadfast, sometimes it's Chicken Man, sometimes it's Dave Testa, sometimes it is Wardy, for example. So depending on who's available, depending on who is free and who is going to be stepping in, this event might be covered on one stream or might be covered by another stream instead. We step in whenever we can, but again, otherwise there are other casters that do take that role and do jump in to cover the events. That applies to Elite Rising Star, King of the Hill, and to the Championship, and to the playoffs. and other OSC events as well. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, keep an eye open, keep an eye on the socials of OSC to be notified where the next event is going to take place, where the next Rising Star will be, what channel it's going to be on. Otherwise, thank you so much. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. When it comes to the rest of our schedule, when it comes to the rest of our broadcast, bam, you can see here, we just wrapped up with our Tuesday broadcast of non-stop StarCraft OSC. Meanwhile, tomorrow we're going to be live with the Pegasus Cup. That's going to be Pegasus Cup Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, Thursday, we have the Pondcast. That is going to be our weekly talk show where we talk all things StarCraft. Friday, we have the Sunny Lake Cast as well. Sunny Lake Cup. And on Saturday, we have RSL, the return, the revival of the Revival StarCraft League, RSL Season 2 qualifiers are this weekend, and as always, we will be there for the qualifiers, and of course, Sparkling Tunic Up on Sunday. So a very busy week here, as always, on the CranKy Ducklings. I will say that we might adjust the schedule a little bit. Currently, the Sunny Lake Cup is on Friday morning, but I might be unavailable Friday morning, and that might be moved to Friday evening instead, which will be around this time. Instead. So I'm a little bit tentative on the Sunlight Cup. It does depend on other factors, I will say, but yeah, it's either going to be in the morning or the evening, depending on when I will be available. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to tune into some more StarCraft, some more CranKy Ducklings, ! Socials in the chat, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Mastodon, Blue Sky, all things CranKy Ducklings. And again, we upload on YouTube on a daily basis. If you see something that you like here, if you're like, yo, SC2 podcast, what? Again, we've been running it all year on a weekly basis. If you want to watch the VOD, or hey, if you want to watch Sparkling Tunic Up, if you want to watch RSL, if you want to watch Woody TV Mondays or some of these other casts that you can't watch live, then YouTube is the place to be. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thank you for the support, and I'm gonna go get some food. I'm a little bit hungry. Go get some food, get some rest. Also, another big thing here that I will share in the chat as well is the Thermal 2v2 circuit that is starting this weekend. True. That is starting this weekend. We don't cast the 2v2 circuit, but we do admin, we do organize the event. So bam, I just left a link in the chat. If you want some information regarding the event, it's all there. But we don't cast it. We do admin though. We work behind the scenes on the tournament, on the tournament, on the 2v2 circuit. And again, this is the biggest tournament in StarCraft 2 history for 2v2, with a $15,000 prize pool. A massive prize pool featuring Max Pack, Spirit, Euthermal, Goblin, Skillless, Alaser, Cyril, Clem, Trigger, Showtime, Wayne, Shameless, Milky Cow, Zuki Lang, G Machine, Lambo, Jumi, and Young Yakov. The best 2v2 players in the world are all facing off in this tournament. It's been a long time coming. We've been casting the monthlies, true, and we might be able to cast the main event via replays later on at a later date. Otherwise, it's going to be casted by Euthermal, Steadfast, and Wardy. They're all going to be live on their respective channels, bringing you as much 2v2 as they can. So do tune in. Again, that's going to be the weekend. You can see here it's not on our schedule just because we're not casting it, right? It's not going to be on this channel. It's going to be on the other channels instead. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And we'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego, ciao, papi, ciao, hasta luego. See you next time. See you tomorrow.